Hi, I'm Meghan Falcone.
Hey, Josh Brenner.
And Seth Brenner.
And I'm John Arrow.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
How you doing?
John.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, honored to be on. Good to see you guys.
The honor's all ours.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we are so excited to have you here. Seth and John, how do you guys know each other?
Dear friends for a decade, neighbors in Austin, Texas. Been close for a long time.
And John, tell us a little, like, if we had to see your dating profile, what would your bio say?
Yeah, I love adventure. I love definitely somebody who is able to be versatile and kind of meet me and put me in my place as well.
I like that. And the reason that John is here, and we're so excited about it,
And appreciative. Thanks,
Yes.
John.
is John reached out to Seth and let him know that he had a very important relationship corner.
And just real quick,
Relationship corner.
Okay. Gotta get that out of the way.
They're not going to edit that out. I've asked many times. Just that's how you're going to be introduced.
No, it's
Sorry.
part of the podcast.
It's additive.
It's very additive. I sort of don't want to give any more preamble. I just want you to take it away, John, and tell us what's going on.
You have the podcast floor.
Wonderful. Well, glad to be here. The girl in question is a big fan of the podcast, and so I thought, what better place than to be on the podcast and kind of voice some of how I feel.
Well, we already know she has great taste.
Really, kind of the first person that I met that I realized I could spend the rest of my life with, and we were having a great last 2 years. We originally met each other over a decade ago, obviously as friends. And we met at a happy hour for Israeli startups. So it was during South by Southwest. And I happened to go, and she was there, and I met her. And weirdly enough, the first thing we talked about was a math problem that she got right. Pretty interesting math problem. We can go into that another time. Kind of went our separate ways. But a little over 2 years ago, I was in New York City and started to reach out. And we started just kind of beginning as friends and got to know each other really well. And then we started dating, and before I knew it, we were very much in love. And I think she was very eager to kind of take the relationship to the next level and get married, and rightly so. I definitely was in the same place. I think I didn't get serious around the timing and the urgency behind it, and didn't communicate as well as I should have there. Of course, the relationships, we went through a lot in those 2 years. We traveled to a bazillion places. We were in Antarctica last January. I went to, no hyperbole, about 18 weddings with her.
My heart breaks for her. She wants to get married, and you're going constantly to weddings and not getting married.
And it was high weddings.
It was high weddings, yes. She is very observant, and it's got me very much closer to my Jewish faith as well.
Nice.
One of the kind of things that I've just been so enamored with her on is that she knows exactly what she wants to do. She's extremely driven in life. She has that alpha persona. As we got to know each other better, we said, we should set a timeline, and I kind of gave a timeline. Unfortunately, and I was not ready for it then. I didn't communicate it then, and even though I'm ready now, I think that that ship may have sailed, and so I thought, one last ditch effort. I'd like to kind of voice very clearly that I'm extremely open to that, and I think there's a lot that I could do better on the communication front, and wanted to kind of turn it over to the experts to see. You guys have questions here? What?
Well, I have a question.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
I just think it's very fitting, or tragic, I guess, that you guys started with a math problem and that she answered correctly. And now the math problem at the end is one that you have failed miserably at answering correctly. And we're going to see if we can facilitate correcting that problem.
Pencils have erasers for that exact reason.
Well said. Not only that, the math problem that I asked her was actually about getting married, weirdly enough. The very first thing.
Oh, no way.
The princess dilemma, if you've ever heard about that. It's about when a princess, just 100 random suitors, one's the absolute best for her, one's the absolute worst, because she's so amazing, smart, funny, the whole package. At one point, the suitors are going to propose, and she has to decide, because she's meeting them at random, when she should say yes to the suitor. And it's a really interesting mathematical problem in the theory of optimal stopping problems. We won't go into that.
I know what will be happening in our house as soon as this is over. They're both
a lot
going.
of confusion.
I just want to clarify. So you guys were in love. You gave a timeline. Let's randomly say you said January of this year you were going to propose, and that day came and went, and you did not.
Correct. And I think what was... Go ahead.
Did you say, hey, babe, I know it's January 1st. Just want to let you know, not proposing today, thinking it's going to be more like March 1st.
I should have done that a lot clearer. I don't think I did that in the way that you did that. Instead, I kind of didn't get really granular around the timeline. And For the first part of this year, we probably spent more days traveling. We went to a lot of exotic places. I suspect she believed each one of those was likely a proposal spot, which I feel for immensely. And she had communicated it didn't need to be fancy or anything like that, but she knows that I definitely.
She got so many wasted manicures.
Did you find that often your suitcase was slightly disheveled when you came back to it, as though somebody had been searching through it for something?
It sounds like she said, you didn't do it, so I'm out of here. Mm-hmm. And in her absence, you realized exactly how much you loved her, needed her, and were ready when maybe you weren't sure before.
Well, I think I was sure. I think it was just the reflection that I needed was that, look, you're not going to have everything figured out prior to that. And again, I've never been married. I've never proposed. And there's a lot of life things that come after that. And I did some reflection and realized, hey, I'm ready for those. And I wish I'd done it sooner. And I feel like our timelines were only off by maybe a few weeks. But
I'm so sorry to both of you. That is heartbreaking.
What's the communication been like with the woman of your heart? Let's call her the princess.
That's a good name. Very fitting. I think everything's cordial. Unfortunately, I have kind of sent a couple of messages and have not heard back at the moment.
And so, if I'm interpreting things correctly, you thought, what is the grandest gesture I could make? And what you came up with was our podcast.
Exactly. This is actually the second grandest gesture. People put it all out there.
Okay, what was the first?
The first one is impossible. Okay, the first one is I was thinking, well, what would be something that no matter what, she would say yes and go to and kind of could be this fun thing. And I'm working on it. We'll see if it happens before then or not.
Okay, I'm going to ask questions that you can say that you don't want to answer. But have you selected a ring? Like, how far down the rabbit hole have you gone with this?
That was definitely a point of contention. And she was very clear, kind of, she knew what she wanted. And
princess cut.
Right, so well cut. And I did actually went out. We were supposed to be ring shopping at the beginning of this year. And then, after she broke up with me and I did a week of reflection, I went out and I did get a ring. And when she came here, I showed her it wasn't exactly what she wanted, but I think again, the gesture may have been, more appreciated if it was earlier in the year and communicated well. Yeah. And I think, to her point, it really shook her when that timeline came and went. And I can completely appreciate that and regret it.
When Josh proposed to me, he had said like a month or so prior that he was 99% sure, but he was like 1% unsure, and that was what was really making him hold back. And I was like, I'm 99% sure, and that's why I'm all in. Like, you're never going to be more sure than 99%.
This story is apocryphal, and although she quotes it often, it actually did not happen.
It did happen.
It did not happen.
For the record, I was 100% sure about them, and I'm 100% sure about you and your betrothed. This might not be the final push. She might actually vomit when she sees this, which is what most viewers do. But I would say that this is not the end, no matter what. If you believe in your heart of hearts that this is supposed to be it, pursue, but not over pursue. Stay with her. Stay true to yourself. And
I would say to the princess, give him a chance. Give him a chance.
Give him a chance.
Because John is a great guy, and you would be entering into the most perfect dynamic in a marriage of all time, which is that you're both madly in love with each other, but you always have the upper hand.
You made a mistake that he's going to have to apologize for the rest of his life.
And he knows. So anytime in your marriage, princess, that he's like, I thought I told you that. You could be like, well, historically, you're not a great communicator. It's just like the best dynamic.
Let's agree to disagree on that one.
Well, I hope that she hears this, and genuinely we hope that this love story works out. Like, you messed up. You messed up big time. But now the certainty you have for your love for her is now stronger than ever, and that is actually the dynamic you want in a marriage, where someone could make other choices and they pick you every single day. And that's what, if you guys can get back together, you will have both picked each other.
Meghan, I wish you could be our relationship spokeswoman.
Well, if you're listening, princess, email us in and we're happy to off-chain and talk about it, because
we like to keep things equal here on the show.
Yeah.
If princess would like to come do a relationship
corner,
corner,
the princess is 100% invited.
Absolutely.
And we can also create some sort of princess avatar so she doesn't have to reveal her identity if she would prefer not to.
That's true.
I would love a princess avatar on the show.
John, if there's anything you want to leave us with, and I'll give you two possible categories. One being just a final message to the princess that you would want to express if we've put too many words in your mouth. And two, what you might want to tell Seth that he can learn from this experience, because I do think that there are things that perhaps apply to Seth here.
Yeah, if you want to skip the second part and just give the message, that's fine too.
I'll do both. I think the thing that I want to leave the princess with is that I get it now, and I think that the kind of any hesitation or apprehension that you felt from me was because you were the one, and it was something that had to be a big step to go through. And so, regardless of what happens, I'm glad we went through this. And again, I think you should message into the show, and they'd love to have you. As it relates to Seth, I've been thinking a lot about the dynamics that we've gotten to know each other pretty well over the years, and we've known some of each other's partners. I do think, there is a time when, we kind of know it's the one, and I don't think it's the type of thing that we have to struggle with. And so I'm really looking forward to that for you at some point.
Oh, man. You're the best.
You are the best.
Princess, he's the best.
That was so romantic and sad.
And sweet.
And I know it's not about us.
But it's about us.
But the fact that our podcast is somebody's rushing to the airport to stop the plane.
Wow.
Holding a boombox over your head, say anything moment.
When we started the podcast, Josh said, how will we ever end this when you were trying to quit all the time? Which I want to say thank you for not quitting all the time as much anymore.
I'm thinking about doing some quitting.
But I said, when Seth starts dating someone, the podcast will go quiet. And then we'll podcast his wedding, and it'll be so romantic, and people will feel so happy with love. And it's become increasingly clear, that's not going to happen. But what if this podcast could bring together someone? What if they did get back together because of Seth in the City?
They're getting back together.
You feel good about it?
Real good about this.
I hope so. I hope so, because this podcast is a testament to how rare it is to find someone. How hard it is to find someone that you actually like and connect with and want to spend your life with. And if you can find that person, you should do everything you can to get them back.
Did anything resonate with you in talking to John? Because you've had people in the past that are maybe ones that got away.
The love lost.
How many people have you dated could you have seen going the distance with?
3, 4.
Oh, that's higher than I thought.
Legit.
That's a lot of people you let go.
Well, some of them let me go, Meg.
Okay, wait, but so listening to John, are you thinking about, John, the wound is so open and so fresh. Are all of your wounds closed, or does hearing that story make you go oh, some of those are still a little scratchy?
Some of those wounds never fully heal. So yeah, there's absolutely some pining and regret.
Do you think that makes you, we've talked about you're dead inside, etc.
Sure.
Do you think some of that is that? It's harder for you to want to get involved sometimes because you've been beat up?
I don't think so. I'm pretty resilient. I don't think that's the issue necessarily. I don't think it's the ghosts of relationships.
What is the issue?
We don't have enough time.
I wanted to say, I think you're asking really good questions, and I don't know if it's because Mike Castle asked such good questions that you're feeling the pressure, but you're doing a really good job.
Oh, we've already had, by the way, Mike. I was recently texted, Mike Castle, permanent fourth chair? ?
You can take my spot.
Listening to John, did you have any regrets about not doing a bigger grand gesture to save some of these?
No, I've done some big gestures.
What'd you do?
Take us through a big gesture.
What'd you do?
Tell us a big gesture.
Yeah.
No, I've done it's called the Hail Mary.
Let's hear it. What was it?
You send flowers. You send.
No, we're asking specifically what you did.
What have I done? Nothing to John's level.
Okay, but what
I'm trying
have
to think.
you done?
Give me a few minutes here. Let me think about this for a second here. I have to get back to you. I'm drawing a blank off the top of my head. I feel like
It's almost as though maybe you haven't done that.
Thanks, Mike. I feel like I've done grand gestures to get back together with girlfriends or ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, do you have any examples?
Again, I'm having trouble pulling one out the top of my head, but
he's lying. He doesn't.
He's definitely lying.
He either hasn't or doesn't want to tell us, and I assume he doesn't want to tell us, but I don't know why.
I assume it's because he hasn't, or else he wouldn't have this podcast if he had done the grand gesture to get the girl back.
Yeah, does the grand gesture work? I don't know if the grand gesture works.
Yeah, it does.
Does it? I mean, I feel like too much sometimes. It's a tough.
Wow. Is that what you would tell John?
Our advice to John is locked in, recorded.
Wow.
It's out there already.
Yeah.
I don't know. John's more of a romantic than I am, clearly.
HHBHH.
HBHHH?
He's holding back, he's hiding.
We keep doing that. I keep forgetting that one.
Okay, well, do you have any loves to lose this week?
Always.
How many app dates do you think you've been on? Is it a 4-digit number?
No, can't possibly be 1,000. No, several hundred probably.
Okay, so tell us about your date.
Met on Hinge. Very, very nice, upstanding young lady.
Okay.
Upstanding. I think this is our first upstanding descriptor.
I'm trying some new adjectives out. We're gonna see how they play.
Okay.
Are you trying new types of people out, or just adjectives?
Is she running for mayor?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Okay. It's
You
not
would be-
Karen Bass then.
You would be so weird. You would be good, like arm candy +1 politician spouse.
Yeah, you would.
I
You'd
would.
be
What's the
great.
I
second
would love
gentleman's
that.
name? Doug.
I think.
Doug sounds right. I would love that. I
Yeah,
would
you'd be
love to
good at
to
it.
work the room.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would just go and like, and I feel like you're really good too. Like, if I'm ever in a situation where I have to talk to somebody in public, which makes me very uncomfortable and nervous, you'll swoop in and just take over for me.
Yeah.
So you'd be a really good like Tony Hale, kind of like handling people. I like this for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this woman's a mayor.
Upstanding citizen. She's a lawyer, so she's definitely has.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
got
she
the
could be.
credentials.
Absolutely could be.
Yeah.
Nice Jewish girl.
Oh,
Okay.
good job.
Thank you. A good match on paper.
Okay.
California girl originally.
Okay.
Mhm.
Went to Berkeley for law school.
Oh, okay.
Smarty.
She's
yeah,
smart.
smarty. Works for a big entertainment law firm here in town.
Hmm.
Okay, wasting her life, but that's all right. Making money while doing it.
Okay, sure. Why did y'all scowl when you said when I said entertainment law firm?
We
Just-
just don't like anyone in the business, I think, is the main thing.
Well, and I had higher hopes for her. Like, if she's gonna run for mayor, she really should be doing something with, like, underserved.
Well, she's filling her coffers so that then she can go and help.
Smart.
I see.
Okay,
I see. Okay,
great.
good. Really, just seemingly a really nice, smart, educated, attractive woman.
Great.
So-
Okay.
Great. Again, on paper. Check,
Yeah.
check. Messaged her on Hinge.
Yes.
She messaged back really quickly.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Easy transition to texting, which I so much prefer. Really going well.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. We have actually know a few people in common, sort of.
Okay.
Be just Jewish geography.
Exactly. Played
Uh-huh.
played the game, so I'm sure she cross
This is via text or
all via text. So I'm sure
Okay.
she cross-referenced my credentials, and I cross-referenced her credentials. Everybody signed off on this one. They're like, "Yeah, y'all should meet. Y'all
Ah.
should meet." Phone call first, just to
good.
have to have the phone
Good.
call. I
Good.
think I actually prefer a FaceTime, but phone call is fine.
Great.
Great conversation. Super easy to talk to.
Did you talk about the people you have in common?
Yeah, of course.
Now
And
this-
everyone likes everyone.
Everybody likes everyone.
No drama. We'd be
Zero.
interested in some drama.
Zero.
All right, so she's a nice Jewish girl, and you're
A nice Jewish boy.
you see
You
that's
are
true.
a
You
nice
are a nice
Jewish
Jewish
boy.
boy.
There
We
you
should get
go.
you on that calendar.
Well, there's a calendar?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
an NJB calendar.
Oh, we gotta get me on that calendar.
I think you might have aged out.
So you're meeting her.
Meeting for a coffee. She's got a couple days off early in the week.
Interesting. Entertainment law days off.
It's almost as though they don't work ever.
You mean that's why deals take forever in this town?
Okay, let's get to her.
Let's get to her.
Let's get to her. Meet up. She is delightful. She is attractive. 4.5 sparkometer.
Oh,
wow.
We didn't even have to drag it out of him. He just
What's
volunteered
she
it.
wearing?
Like jean shorts, flip flops.
Shorts.
She's wearing jorts.
Super casual, but like a white button down.
So she's wearing jorts.
Super casual, but she's super cute.
Yeah.
And she's very attractive.
How tall is she?
Tiny,
She's
like
small.
5. Yeah.
I can tell
yeah.
she's really short.
Wait, I knew that too. Why?
'Cause-
What context?
she-
Because she's Jewish?
No, I think this is going to be a sweeping generalization about fashion, but I do not think that tall women look good in jorts. I think only short women can look really cute in jorts.
And hit us up at sethandthecitypodcast@gmail.com. I know that's going to be lighting the Twitter sphere on fire.
I'll say, I think that tall women always look good in like a long sundress, and short women rarely do.
How do you think short men look in cowboy boots?
Taller.
I would have accepted dapper.
How do you feel the reverse sparkometer is when you first meet? Do you think she's liking what she sees? This is a question we don't ask, and I think we should.
That's a good question. It's sort of biased. We don't really have a good read
Yeah, I
on
don't
it.
know. I certainly don't think she was blatantly turned off when she saw me, but I'd say,
so that's a first.
I don't know. Well, I don't know that I could get that read.
Did she hug you?
Yeah, of course. It's always a hug. Easy to recognize.
Did she smell you at all?
No, and I didn't show her my wrists either, to throw back to season 1.
Wow.
I don't remember that.
We're all just trying to show Mike that we do listen to the podcast.
That was very jarring having Mike fact checking us in real time because I don't remember anything. All right, enough about Mike.
Enough about Mike.
Everybody loves Mike so goddamn much.
So you guys meet and you are
I bet he
feeling
looks
it.
incredible in jorts.
Easy peasy. I mean, happy to meet each other. I think everybody looks like their pictures.
What's she order? What's her coffee?
She had a latte.
Great.
Great.
What's her
Oat
milk?
milk, almond milk.
She's Jewish. We know she's not getting the regular milk.
I don't remember. It was not whole milk for sure. It was not regular, but I don't remember what milk she got.
Okay.
I got an Earl Grey, obviously. And sit outside. It's absolutely beautiful outside. We both have our sunnies on, sitting in the sun.
I did a bad job listening.
Where are we?
Where are we? Yeah. What's the location?
With Alfred.
Alfred, on Melrose Place.
Brentwood.
I haven't been to that location.
It's
Alfred.
really, really good.
I love that Lux Cafe in Brentwood.
Is that still there?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I went to Brentwood. Okay, so you're at Alfred's. You're outside. It's a gorgeous day.
Everything's going great.
Great.
She is charming, delightful, every bit as personable as she was on the phone. She's got a big personality.
Great.
She speaks Hebrew.
Like for real?
Yeah, I mean, she was raised pretty religious.
Okay, interesting.
Is her family from Israel?
No.
Okay.
No, but she was raised pretty Orthodox.
Okay. This is not going to be good.
It's getting a little treacherous. So we sort of work our way into that.
Wait. But she's wearing
Jorts.
Jorts. She's not Orthodox.
Impossible.
She's definitely Jewish and practices Judaism. Keeps kosher.
How are you reacting as this information's coming out?
It's sort of, I can hang with her. We were raised conservative, but we kept a kosher home, and we did go to private Jewish school for 14 years. So everything she's saying, I can kind of keep up with.
If you're one of the 3 people listening who's not Jewish, there's different variations of observance in Judaism. So what Seth is saying is that they were raised in a way where they were pretty traditional in the religion.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this girl was raised even more traditionally.
Correct. Even more religious, even more...
no driving on the Sabbath, no...
We didn't get into the Shomer Shabbos status.
Okay.
But she definitely goes to synagogue every Saturday. And then she starts asking me about...
And if you're listening and you go to church every Sunday and that's normal, actually going to synagogue every week is a little less normal if you're Jewish. Like, even observant people won't necessarily go every week.
Yeah, the observant go every week.
I mean, if you're very observant, you will, but like...
The Orthodox go every multiple times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if is her head covered?
Head's not covered.
And she's in her jorts.
Yeah.
So we know that we're thinking she's
modern Orthodox.
Not even modern Orthodox. I think conservative.
I'd say Orthodox. I mean, she goes to synagogue every week.
Okay.
Do you know
which synagogue she goes to?
I have no idea.
Well, that would be very telling.
Okay.
And then we would know exactly her level of observance.
Fantastic. But she does start questioning me about my faith and my practice.
Okay, great. You love this.
What does your profile say? I'm surprised she's on anything but J-Date.
I think it says Jewish/spiritual. You can, on Bumble, I think you can put both. I can't remember if you can do it on Hinge. I'll have to check. But, I mean, you can tell this guy's Jewish.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah.
But she starts really wanting to know what my practice is. If I'm practicing. Yeah. Do I keep kosher?
All questions we've asked you.
All fair questions.
Yeah. And did you tell the truth or did you lie?
I don't lie on these. 5'10" is the only borderline.
What did you tell her? Do you keep kosher? What do you say?
Of course not. this is like strike one, and you can see it in her face.
I'll tell you why you pair better with a Christian girl than a Jewish girl.
There's a lot of reasons.
A Jewish girl is like, you're not doing it, I'm out. A Christian girl is like, I'll bring him to God. And like there's like the challenge of it is also like in service of her faith.
She can't expect that many people that she's going to be going out with are going to be keeping kosher if she's just randomly matching with people on an app like Bumble or Hinge. I think she really needs to be J-dating.
Probably, or coffee bageling.
Yeah.
It kind of devolves from there.
That was so fast. Record time.
Well, I mean, it doesn't take long for her to realize I'm not her guy.
You're not the guy.
I'm not her guy.
Huh.
But she does start making your pitch to maybe I can bring this guy in.
Really?
I'm surprised.
I don't get this.
You really should with your upbringing, with your family. You should come have Shabbos dinner with the fam.
Is it romantic or it's evangelical?
I think it's both. I think she's still kind of interested and maybe, but
she's trying to see if this could work.
From what I can tell, she's looking for a nice Jewish boy to have a large, nice Jewish family with.
And are you still interested?
There's no way. There's just no way. I work Saturdays. She would expect every Friday night and Saturday to be with family and then synagogue. That's just not possible.
Yeah, but it's more than that. You're a little allergic to it.
I'm not allergic to it, but it's I'm allergic to all major religion.
No, but like in particular, because you had this group of high school friends that became very, very, very observant, very, very ultra orthodox.
Sure.
And it wasn't your thing. It's not a thing that you feel good or comfortable
Seth
about.
doesn't like when anyone asks him to commit or like promise things, right? And a religion is exclusively asking you to commit and promise.
Having to do Shavuos every year.
Like he just can't do it.
How dare you?
But that's true
He's
about you.
not going to count the Omer.
I'm not going to count the Omer. I love being Jewish. I love being culturally Jewish. I love Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Someone that is that committed to religion, even Judaism, it's not going to work for me.
But how did you both end up here is my question. Like, how did she not weed you out and how did you not weed her out?
We should have talked about this. Should have come up on the phone. This is a good point.
I'm surprised by this.
This is a good point. Now, our mutual friends aren't super close to me, so they don't know where I stand on
Are
Judaism.
they Orthodox or very observant
No.
Jewish people? No.
But raised conservative.
Okay.
I'm not sure what their practice is now, but this should have come up on a phone call. If this was her top priority, which it certainly is a high priority, this needed to come up on a phone call.
Do you talk about your diet on first phone calls?
If it comes up.
But that's your number one priority.
How is my diet my number one priority?
He doesn't force the diet on the partner. He doesn't need the partner to also be diet crazy.
And it's not like I have to only eat at certain restaurants or only.
She's that kosher that she won't go to
She's
restaurants?
at Alfred's.
I don't know what her kosher status is in terms of restaurants.
Interesting.
I don't know. That did not come up.
Because that's like, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that she's on this app. I'm surprised that her profile doesn't say.
Her profile says Jewish.
But does it say exclusively looking for
none of them
Jewish observant, whatever?
None of them say that.
And then in your messaging or talking, that she doesn't say like, oh yeah, like I'm Orthodox or very observant and looking for that.
It did not come up when we messaged. Did not come up when we texted. I think that's on her though. That needs to come up from her, and she needs to bring that up.
Now,
but again, the jorts.
The jorts are really confusing.
Sorry, not sorry.
Did you?
No, she wasn't wearing a sari.
Were you?
Okay, so you're both losing interest. So how do things proceed?
It was fine, and it became very friendly at that point.
Okay.
And we just kind of chatted and had coffee.
Great.
And then let's do this again sometime. And she has texted a couple of times.
Interesting.
Oh, what'd she text?
She actually asked me if I wanted to go to synagogue.
She invited you to synagogue, so she thinks
there's a chance.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's Meghan's theory here, or I guess it would be the reverse of Meghan's theory, that she is doing a little fishing.
See if she can make you into the man she wants you to be.
Gefilte fishing. Would you ever do that? Never. No. You wouldn't even consider going.
Even though you liked her, you got along with her,
why not
you guys
go?
had a great time, yeah.
No.
But you'll go to a Bumble top golf date?
Well, he likes golf. He
can't
knows
believe
he
what
doesn't
you're
like
talking
synagogue. That's a bad example.
Yeah.
The last thing in my life I need right now
is God.
got it, is organized religion. That's just not going to happen.
I don't know. I will tell you that
You will get
that
married
group of people,
so
they
fast.
are going to apply pressure and make sure that a shidduch happens.
I don't like pressure.
Wait, so are you engaging over what did you say? Did you say, I'm not interested in synagogue, but let's get another Alfred coffee? Or
That sounds great. I should have done that. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I can't this Saturday. Let's try to meet up later this week.
That's such confusing behavior because that, if I were her, I would think you were interested in me romantically. And
Wait, could you be interested? Let's say that this is not part of it.
Let's say she's an 8 out of 10 religious.
Okay.
If she was a 5, I'd be way more interested.
But now, here's my question for you. You don't have a lot of answers about what her level of religiosity is.
Of course I do.
You don't know if she
keeps kosher. She goes to synagogue. She's observant.
Hold on.
You did. I think you knee-jerked a little bit.
Yeah.
You knee-jerked a little bit out of this, and it's possible it's very workable.
I think she lost way more interest.
But obviously not. She texted you.
I don't know.
But your point is, but it's moot, right? Because you're like, I ain't ever going to synagogue, so she needs me to go to synagogue.
I'll go to synagogue, but I'm not going every week, and I'm not keeping kosher, and I'm not.
But you don't know if that's what she expects of you until you ask her. Like, I work on Saturdays, so synagogue is not a regular part of my life. I would be down to go sometimes, but I really can't change my work schedule. Is that a deal breaker for you? And just let her explain what she expects from you instead of assuming what she expects from you.
But again, everything you just said is logical, reasonable, and completely appropriate.
Mm-hmm, so you don't want to do that.
Not even a little bit.
Okay, all right.
You're meeting this person for the first time. You're trying to have a fun conversation and get to know each other for a few minutes. You can't just be like, I feel like your priorities are synagogue and religion, and I need to know if I can fit it. You have to work your way up to that conversation.
But you're having that conversation anyways, but with yourself and without her input. You get up and you're like, she's too religious for me, but you don't know because you haven't actually asked her. So either way, you're not going to see her again. If you ask her, you
can't have that conversation sitting in a coffee for the first time.
It seems like she's trying to have it.
Yeah.
I think we're missing the elephant in the room here, which is that our special guest today, our relationship corner, was seeing someone who was far more observant than he.
And made his life 1,000 times better.
I believe he said that was something that he really loved and respected and thought was cool about her and how it was affecting their life. Why can't you be more like John?
Oh, God. Well, he's a good guy. He's smart.
Smarter than all of us, yeah.
He's so successful and
better looking.
Yeah, taller.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons why I can't
Man,
be more like
what
John.
a catch.
I mean, we're not putting any pressure on anyone, but if there are any princesses out there listening...
Your prince has come.
And it's not Seth. We're rooting for you. Good luck. Fingers crossed.
Keep us posted.
I'll see y'all soon. Bye.
Take care, John.
Bye, bud.